What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazique, aka Unique Mazique, the hardest working man in sports and gaming. And generally, you guys know I talk about Chicago sports, but every once in a while, there's something that happens big enough in sports overall that I just got to chime in on. And Steph Curry's return to the Golden State Warriors is one of those things. It absolutely qualifies. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I didn't like seeing it. I really wasn't happy seeing Steph come back. And before you guys jump all over me, if you're Warriors fans, obviously you probably would watch this video. Before you jump all over me and throw me in the same boat as the rest of the Golden State Warrior haters, let me just tell y'all, first and foremost, that is not what I am. I am a Chicago Bulls fan. That is my squad. But I got mad love and respect for Steph Curry. And he's one of those dudes who I want him to do well. I want him to do well. He represents so many things that I, subscribe to. Just a fantastic, player, the greatest shooter that ever lived, period. So I'm not on that. So that's not where I'm coming from. As a matter of fact, where I'm coming from is a completely opposite place than hate. I know that Steph Curry is a tough dude. I know people try to put this soft label on him, just a light skin thing, unless you're Kenyon Martin or something. But they try to put the soft label on him. It's not true. I've seen on several occasions, evidence of his toughness. I know he's a baller. You think about it. Steph Curry's got to love basketball. Dale Curry's his dad, so he didn't grow up impoverished. His desire and attachment to this game is his own. So he is an absolute baller, right? Came out there on Thursday night, comeback game against the Toronto Raptors. Forget the shooting, numbers. Yeah, they were a little bit down or whatever, but he's Steph. He's going to shoot well. 23.7 boards, 7 assists, only 1 turnover. Didn't shoot especially well from the three-point line. But like I said, he's the greatest shooter that ever lived. That's not going to be an ongoing issue. And last night has nothing to do with me saying he shouldn't have come back. He shouldn't have come back because as good as Steph is, and as much as he's going to hit his stride and ultimately look like the guy that we know, the season is over, y'all, for the Warriors. It's done. The Warriors they were completely ravaged by injuries. And it is a wrap for this season. And in my opinion, you gotta know when to just kind of be like, you know what? We're going to live to fight another day. We're going to live to fight another day. The Warriors they have the worst record in the NBA at 14-49, right? Now, if I'm a Warriors fan, like hardcore, right? And I see Steph come back, I gotta feel, it's like a bittersweet thing. Like I'm looking at this guy and I'm feel so fortunate that he's the guy, the best player on my team, because seasons popped. He's had a serious upper body, hand injury. He could have sat. And like I'm saying, he should have sat. But he said, no, I'm not going to do that. I love this game. I also, the fans, we just got a new building. I want to come out here and be with my teammates. It's killing me sitting here watching. I'm coming to ball. Who doesn't love and admire that? But sometimes I think somebody's got to step in and say, I hear you, but let's make a decision that's best for everybody, right? And coming on the heels of what happened with Kevin Durant, and there being questions as to whether Golden State's doctors did their job and allowing Durant to play in the finals when he shouldn't have, and he ends up blowing his Achilles out, the whole 9, right? This season is done. There is nothing Steph Curry is going to do about this season. You don't need any seeds being planted or they don't need any of that. This season's done. Also, you got to look at this. Steph is going to be 32 years old in a week. His birthday's March 14th. If you're watching this video 9 times out of 10, you're probably watching somewhere between March 6th, March 7th. In a week, Steph will be 32. Now, I'm not saying he's ancient. It's time for him to start collecting Medicare. I'm saying that he is no longer a young, up-and-coming guy. Steph don't have to take another shot ever in life. And he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. It ain't even nothing. It's just done, right? So but he'll be 32 in a week. When you get to that age, in the NBA, you start to see guys start to take a little bit of a load off, start to preserve themselves. You also got to think Steph's 32 is an older 32 than some other guys, because while he didn't get to the league out of high school or out of first year in college, he has gone. Him and the Warriors have had deep playoff runs, like each of the last 6 years, man. So he's playing like almost like an entire 2, 3, 4 more seasons because of the playoff runs. And as I mentioned, he'll be 32 years old. Now, while this most recent injury was an upper body injury, we all know Steph had ankle issues very early in his career. So much, for the most part, gotten a handle on those things, and they haven't been as much of a nagging and a hampering thing for him. But this happened, right? This happened. And because of that, you got to think, man, why would you want to run your franchise guy out here to you 14 and 49? Just put it like this. Just think about this for a second. If the Warriors won every single game for the rest of the season, right? The best record they could have is 33 and 49. That's the best if they won every single game. So let me put this into perspective for you. Right now, the Memphis Grizzlies are in the eighth spot. They're 31 and 31. So which means if the the Grizzlies have played 62 games, they got 20 more games left. 20 more. If the Grizzlies simply finish the rest of the season 4 and 16, they win 4 of their last 20, they will eliminate the Warriors from the postseason. There is no chance Golden State is going to the playoffs. None. So why is Steph playing the last 21 games of the season? Like, why is that happening? And I'm going to tell you this. You see this hat. I am a Chicagoan. I'm a Chicago guy. I can't help, and I understand. I know Steph Curry's not Derrick Rose. I know that. But I sat and watched Derrick Rose take the floor, and when he had nagging injuries throughout the entire year, stay on the floor in game freaking 1 of the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers. They already had the game in hand. It was the fourth quarter. The Bulls were up 21 or 22 points. Tom Thibodeau still has Derrick Rose on the floor. He tears his ACL and literally changes the entire franchise. And we still have not completely recovered from the impact of Derrick Rose going down in a game that he should have never been on the floor. Now, I know Derrick Rose had growing issues, all those different type of things, which a knee or a torn ACL can be more of a compensatory type of an injury when you struggle with nagging injuries on the lower body. So I get that, and I understand Steph didn't hurt an ankle or knee this time. I get it. But he has had those issues before, and it is still basketball, and he is still a week away from being 32. Do you want to? Can you imagine the headlines if Steph hurts himself in these last 20 games of the season? Can you imagine what is going to be said? I mean, the media is going to have a field day attacking Golden State Warriors management for allowing him to play. And it is just crazy, right? Now, I am hoping with all that is in me that Steph Curry is able to finish this season without incident, has no injuries, nothing like that. Him and Andrew Wiggins established some level of rapport. Draymond plays in there, and they're able to find a guy or two here or there, who is for the journey that's on their team currently. And, I know Clay wants to come back, which in my opinion is even more insane than Steph coming back. I understand. I get it. That could happen. And I hope that is what happens. But in reality, the decision to allow Steph Curry to come back to this season, which is a lost season at this point. And let me also throw this out. What if they do play well and they do go in the last few games of this season, they finish this year And so what is it? If they win, they're 14-49 right now. They can't be any better than 33-49, right? So that means there's 19 more games left in the season for them. Well, what if they go on a really solid streak and they go 14-5 the rest of the way, right? So they end up with 28 wins for the season. 28 and what's this, 54. They find themselves jumping up a little bit higher, and then they also now lessening the position of where they select in the draft. And maybe it ends up costing them a guy like Obi Toppin from Dayton, who looks like some sort of Amari Stoudemire-like player. Why is Steph playing, y'all? Somebody tell me, explain to me why. This is just insane. Somebody's got to get in these comment sections and somebody's got to tell me why. And don't give me some intangible because he got hurt and that's how we do out here in Oakland. Even though he ain't from Oakland, this is how we tell me with something that makes basketball sense and business sense, because this is still a business decision. You might not like it, but it is. Why in the world is he playing? Y'all got to tell me. I want to see it in the comment section. I appreciate you watching as always. If you have not liked or subscribed, please do. God bless and peace.
I'll be weak. I'm rather unique.